We are well aware of the fact that all our history comes only from the things that were written down. Many things have not been written down at all, which means we are still pretty much clueless about that last patchwork of our history. The real information of our existence has never been etched into stone, and if it was, we most possibly lost it by now. Even the things that we have found had been lost, disappeared or stolen. Our history will remain unknown because of it, and if anything, it is on us to look for more. Archaeologists are the ones who manage to find things that we do not really fit the stories we have been learning throughout our lives. It is very often that archaeologists bring up new questions and make us question the things we have known. It is obvious that some of the greatest adventures on our planet might have happened, but had never been written down. Everything is possible, and all our discoveries could actually completely change the history of us as we know it. Chinese oracle bone writing, the United States. John A. Ruskamp, a leader of research on the petroglyphs, believes another group actually made it to America thousands of years even before the Vikings. John believes it was the Chinese. According to John's findings, strange symbols are etched right into stones in 82 places across the southern United States. Each of the symbols features the same style, and not a single one matches anything that has been made by the locals. John claims the messages found on these old stones are actually written in Chinese oracle bone script. For those not knowing, the oracle bone is known to be one of the oldest forms of Chinese writing. If John proves to be right, this would mean these Chinese settlers actually came to North America 3,000 years ago. It has been an old claim that the Chinese came to North America a lot before Europeans. With this lovely discovery and the interest in John's research, the claims might turn out to be real. A Roman sword found in Canada. Who would have thought a TV crew would find an important discovery such as this one? Found on Oak Island, Nova Scotia, a lucky TV crew stumbled upon something completely unexpected, an ancient Roman sword that seems to date back to AD 200. The discovery of this sword has been shocking. According to the find, it is suggested that this sword might prove that a Roman made it to North America 800 years before the famous Vikings. Aside from finding the sword, a crossbow bolt wedged into a tree had been found too, Carthaginian coins, a Roman-style burial mound, and even a stone with Roman writing on it. All these things date about 1800 years ago. Some theorists say that they might have been a group of Carthaginian and Roman explorers who had travelled out west. It is believed they never made it home, which would explain the burial mounds found at the location. No claims about this have been proven, but experts will do their best to test and back it up if it makes sense. If this is true, this changes the history of first Europeans who had visited America. The giant village of Peru. The arrival of the Spanish to Peru has been recorded by Pedro Cieza de Leon. He wrote everything he could in a book named The Chronicles of Peru. This incredible piece is full of details and truly accurate descriptions of the natives and their culture. Aside of great interesting stories such as the conquests by the Spanish and details of the environment, Pedro claims he had seen the village which had been built by giants. Throughout his book, he describes them as giants who arrived in boats made of reeds, massive as ships. The legend says the giants actually built wells that were a lot beyond the native technology. It is believed the Great Fire came down and took away the giants. Cieza de Leon claimed he has seen the village and well that was built by giants. He believed they were massive enough to fit the legendary story. Not only did he write about this, but he also claimed there was a giant skull and a femur. These artifacts are non-existent. We no longer have them, and this story might never be confirmed at all. Whether Cieza de Leon was deceived or made it all up, no one really knows, but his story is interesting and we love the mystery behind it. By following Cieza de Leon's story, it seems that the Spanish were not the first foreign visitors to arrive in Peru. The mysterious Marcahuasi ruins. Marcahuasi ruins are strange rocks found in the Andes Mountains. They appear to be rocks carved by humans, and they are sculpted to look like human heads. One of the sculptures looks exactly like a copy of a famous Egyptian sphinx. According to many, it is very much possible these rocks were shaped by pure, completely random erosion, but of course, there are people who believe that was not possible at all. Some theories suggest that the rocks were deliberately made by completely unknown people. Some include stories about mystical healing powers and aliens. The most popular theory comes from an archaeologist who believes that the site had been built by a civilization named Masma. Apparently they had travelled to Peru and carved all these crude imitations and wonders they had previously seen in Egypt. Which of the theories is the right one, we do not know, but it is surely an incredible thing to research about. These are an amazing work of art, even without a name of the creator. Mayan murals and white-skinned warriors. Murals found inside the Temple of the Warriors in Chichen Itza are believed to depict a scene that somehow does not fit the usual Maya surroundings. This mysterious mural is known to show some of the brutal battles between different kinds of groups, all for pre-Columbian Mexico. Some of these people feature very pale white skin, some are brown and some are pitch black. Some claim that this was just an artistic choice, but the evidence supports the theory of different races fighting for modern Mexico. An interesting fact is that Hernan Cortes, after reaching Mexico, claimed people had been hailing him as a returning white lord, which suggests there was another white person there before. Another interesting thing is that Maya had left behind a story that is known as Dance of the Giants. This story features a white giant who works with Maya, helping them to fight off a black giant that had been harassing them. Some theorists claim that the Aztecs were the black-skinned giants, and that the white-skinned giants were actually the Vikings. The ancient ape bones of Ireland. The Hill of Tara in Ireland surely hides something mysterious. A body found here is believed to be the body of a king. The bones of it were given a full royal treatment, but somehow these bones do not belong to a human. These bones actually look a lot like the bones of an ape. As this is not the only set of ape bones found in Ireland, people are wondering where did all of these apes come from and how they even got there. An ancient Irish legend speaks of a group of strangers who had magical powers and came to Ireland on a massive ship. These were known to rule the people from the Hill of Tara, and some people believed that this legend was actually a real story. It is believed the group were Egyptians with advanced technology. Pretty interesting. To make it all even more interesting, the DNA testing on ancient Irish bones shows that they have an ancestor from the Middle East. And on our surprise, not very far from the Hill of Tara, they have found the 3,800-year-old remains of a boy who appears to be having an Egyptian necklace. The red-headed giants of Lovelock Cave. Back in 1911, miners that had worked in Nevada's Lovelock Cave and they found a massive wealth of ancient relics. On their surprise, after a bit more search, they found the mummified remains of a 198cm tall man with red hair. Aside of this red-headed mummy, they also found a 38cm sandals which appeared to be used by a rather large person, maybe even a giant. This entire cave has been turned into an archaeological dig site, and many strange things have been found after a longer research. People connect this entire site with a Patri legend about red-headed freckled-faced cannibals, Sitai Kars. The original red-headed mummy that had been found is now destroyed, which makes this story impossible to actually prove. Luckily, some people did not give up, and they still believe that the Sitai Kars were real. If this story really is true, this would mean that the Sitai Kars were a group of violent European explorers. A temple to an Egyptian goddess in India. At the western coast of India, you can find the ruins of a temple made to the goddess Patini. While this is not a very strange thing to find in India, this one hides a secret chamber underneath, and it is believed to be holding an underground shrine that leads to the Egyptian goddess Isis. The ruins are currently owned by a Hindu temple, which means nobody was even able to check what is underneath it. According to the writer Chris Morgan, this story might actually be true. Chris truly believes that an Egyptian traveller actually came to India and started a cult which he dedicated to his own goddess. He even claims that the idea of goddess Patini actually came from this same cult. Pointing out at major similarities of these two legends, both of these women were defined by a brutal murder and dismemberment of their husbands. How real is this story behind Isis and Patini? No one really knows, but it might stand in the way of the Egyptian culture and its influence on Hinduism. This was 8 discoveries that could rewrite history. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.